how much will 10,000 XDC hypothetically be worth during this bull run? Now, to answer that question, we have to assume a scenario first, right? Let's say we assume that XDC were to go to the price of $3 during this bull run. Now, of course, at that point, 10,000 XDC would be worth $30,000 because, of course, again, 10,000 times 3 is 30,000. But here's the thing. Do I believe that $3 is realistic for XDC to reach again during this bull run? Hypothetically, I think so, even though that's not financial advice nor a guarantee, because if I take a look at XDC, I think it's fantastic. And let me explain why. First of all, the XDC network is an enterprise-grade blockchain protocol that was purpose-built for global trade and finance, which I think is amazing, by the way, because if you take a look at the market size, it's massive. For instance, according to Mordor Intelligence, which, by the way, isn't some sort of like Harry Potter or like Lord of the Rings thing or whatever, but yeah, even besides that point, again, according to them, the global trade and finance market is expected to reach $5 trillion by 2028. That's crazy. We're so close to 2025, first of all, and also second to that, right? We take a look at how the GDP of Canada back in 2022 was around $2 trillion. So this basically predicted to be worth like over double that by 2028. That's crazy to think about. However, also on top of that, it should be noted that it does utilize the SynFin delegated proof of stake consensus mechanism. So yeah, take that into consideration. But even besides that point, we also take a look at how its network is powered by the XDC protocol. And the fantastic thing about it is that it's even been stated that, the XDC protocol has the ability to be integrated with internal legacy systems. Now, you may be wondering, okay, what's an example of this? For instance, Swift payment databases. And I'm not talking about Taylor Swift. I'm talking about Swift that's a real deal here, like the banking type of Swift, if you know what I mean. This right here is how crazy XDC is. Now, in a good way, of course, I'm not saying it's bad, but I think this, if anything, truly puts into imagination just how amazing a project like this really is. But let's not forget, right? We take a look at how it can also integrate data into the blockchain using the ISO 20022 electronic data interchange standard, which I get it, to some people it may sound kind of weird. They're like, okay, sounds like a bunch of jargon. What is this type of nonsense? But basically, that right there is currently being used by many financial institutions all around the world for inter-organizational data exchange. So you got to put that into perspective. This isn't some sort of like caca thing that they said, oh yeah, it's cool, it's fancy, sounds complicated, so let's put that as a feature, quite essentially. No, that's not the case. Again, right? The fact that they can integrate data into the blockchain using ISO 20022, that right there truly showcases the forward-thinking mindset that they have. Again, they understand that, hey, we're focused on global trade and finance. Many financial institutions around the world use this. So, again, this is how amazing they are. And that's a forward-thinking mindset, again, that they have, and I really like that. And what I really like about it is that it's actually a serious project because it's not going to disappear when the fans or hype are gone. Because a lot of the other projects out there, if the hype or let's say fans, they're gone, what's going to happen? Quite essentially, the project is done. It's done in the gutter, so to speak. Well, when it comes to XDC, that's not the case because it's actually focused on a real world problem, so to speak. Again, focus on the right market. It's going to be around for 10 years, 15 years. A lot of other projects out there, are they going to be around in the next 5 years? Or let alone after this bull run? We don't really know about that, but I'm confident this one is hypothetically going to be around for a very long time. Not to mention, we also take a look at how currently on its network, it can facilitate over 2,000 transactions per second. So you got to imagine that. When it comes to XDC, I get it. Sometimes people like to say, yeah, we'd rather choose XRP, right? They say that, oh, the name is too similar to all this type of stuff. But in my opinion, I still think it's very fantastic. And again, I think it's one of these hidden gems because sometimes people like to think about, oh, wow, what's the next like micro cap to do like a 100x, to do like a 500x. But in my opinion, that type of stuff is hypothetically very risky. Now I get it. Cryptocurrencies in general are very risky, but I'm all about minimizing my risk. And think about this, right? XDC, even though it's not a small project by any means, the room for growth feels still amazing, but then the room for potential downside doesn't feel as scary because it's not like, again, this unproven project. It's kind of like on a league of its own in a sense that the room for growth is still amazing because it's not a project that's too big, but then it's not too small at the same time where it's a little bit too risky, for my liking at least. It's kind of this middle ground approach, and I really like that because, again, XDC going to the price of $3, it's still pretty impressive. It's around a 100x from here, by the way, so that's kind of crazy. The way to take a look at it is that it's basically kind of like a meme coin in terms of its potential upside, hypothetically. But then the fundamentals doesn't feel like a meme coin. So it's kind of crazy to think about. I know many meme coins out there that aren't even going to do like a 20x from here. Like for instance, is Shiba Inu and Dogecoin going to do over a 20x from here during this bull run? Highly unlikely. I mean, from the point it is in right now, no. I mean, from years ago, okay, yeah. But then as of right now, no. When it comes to XDC, believe it or not, hypothetically, I think the room for growth is just a lot better than, for instance, at least compared to right now, like a Pepe or like Shiba Inu or Dogecoin, even though I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with them, I just think that the room for growth when it comes to XDC just feels a lot more fantastic as of right now. Not to mention, if it were to go to the price of $3, market cap would be around $45 billion considering current circulating supply. It's not too bad. Like for instance, right, we've seen Dogecoin reach over $80 billion in market cap, so this is kind of like peanuts in the grand scheme of things, really. It's not even too much to ask for. Also take into consideration the Bitcoin ETF, the Ethereum ETF, the number of institutional investors, the amount of enterprise adoption. All of this is just through the roof as of right now. Again, over 600 million crypto owners, according to Crypto.com research, as we speak, more than ever before in history. Is this bull run going to be bad? No, I don't think so. But it's going to take some time, though. I think around 6 months from right now, a year from right now, things can be very different. But it's just a waiting game at this point because that's just the way to take a look at it. Sure, I can be agitated and be like, oh yeah, why are things, rocking up right now, all this type of stuff. But really for what? That's just a waste of energy. What I'd rather do is just believe in something and just accumulate, hold, and just wait. And again, just see what happens. Because I think as of right now, the sentiment may not be the greatest because even if you take a look at the greed and fear index when it comes to cryptocurrencies, it's sitting at around neutral. So again, neutral means that basically people are not bullish, but then people are also not really bearish either. They're kind of in between. But this, I think, if anything, kind of reminds me of 2020 near the end of that year when people were kind of iffy when it comes to cryptocurrencies. They were kind of wondering, okay, is it going to bump? Is it going to not? Some people left, but some people joined at that time. And I think as of right now, it's kind of reminding me of that time. It's basically like, okay, people as of right now are at a crossroads, right? They're like, okay, we're either bullish or we're not. But personally for me, I'm bullish because I believe in cryptocurrencies. Now, XDC isn't the only thing that I hold, of course, but it's one of my foundational pieces because I do believe that it's super necessary, hashtag Jorge Masvidal, if you know, for me to have something like XDC in my portfolio. Again, it's not financial advice. No one has to copy what I'm doing, but that's just the way I take a look at it. I need something like XDC. Now, of course, again, some people like to say that, yeah, XDC sucks, all the hype, disappeared, all this type of stuff. But again, it's not necessarily a project that's focused on that. They're not focused on partnering up with like celebrities, like athletes. That's not what they do. They're focused on real deal things here. They're focused on solving real world problems. They could care less about partnering up with like a celebrity or whatever like that. That's just not their style. That's not their focus. They're not a meme coin. Now, some people out there, they like to say that, yeah, they don't update too much though. Well, here's the thing. They don't really need to because, again, that's not their focus. Like a meme coin, I think people are so used to getting into meme coins as of right now, which is why they want to see a project constantly update because they're like, yeah, this meme coin keeps updating every 2 days, like every day. It's like, of course, that's the style of a meme coin. But this isn't the way it's supposed to be done in this case. And also on top of that, at the price of $3 during this bull run, that right there wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I think it's so amazing. And feel free to become a channel member if you want to. That way you can use cool badges and stickers when you comment, and also you can get a prioritized response from me in the comments. And also make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's Willie the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.